So first we're going to start off with the magic ring. Here's a quick little tutorial. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So put your hook into the circle, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through both. Repeat that until you have 6 single crochets in your magic circle. After you've got 6 single crochets in your circle, go to the first stitch and insert your hook into it. Then yarn over, pull through one, and yarn over, pull through both. And then insert your hook into the same stitch you just crocheted in. Yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through both. Now you have an increase. Do that 5 more times, so in total you have 6 increases around your circle. Now you should have 12 stitches around your circle. Next, insert a stitch marker on the loop around your hook. It should look like this after you put it. You could also use a safety pin if you don't have a stitch marker. So next thing you want to do is you want to single crochet into your first stitch, and then increase into your second stitch. So single crochet, and then single crochet into the same stitch. And you want to repeat that all around until you reach your stitch marker. You should have 18 stitches around your circle. Remove your stitch marker. And then insert it onto the loop around your hook. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. So single crochet, single crochet, and increase. So 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And then you're going to want to repeat that all around until you reach your stitch marker. After you're done, you should have 24 stitches around your circle. Again, remove your stitch marker, put it around the loop around your hook. The next part is worked in the back loops only. So place your hook into the back loop of the first stitch, like so, and single crochet, and repeat that in the second stitch. So place your hook into the back loop and single crochet. Repeat that all around until you reach your stitch marker. After you're done, it should look like this. Now we're working in both loops, so the whole entire stitch. Insert your hook into both loops, single crochet, repeat that all around until you reach your stitch marker. Do this for a total of 8 rows. So I just finished my 8 rows. This is how it should look like. Now I'm going to insert the eyes between rows 4 and 5. Make sure to leave 3 stitches in between the eyes. Now I am going in with a black yarn to do the mouth. So insert your needle right beside your first eye. Here I'm just going to tuck in my tail end so it doesn't bother me. Now I'm going to insert my hook into the middle of the bottom row and then back up at the top and then back down into the middle to make a triangle shape for the smile. Now I'm going to flip it inside out to tie off the strings. First I'm going to cut the long end. Now I'm tying it in a triple knot so it doesn't come apart. That's also what I did for the eyes, but I forgot to film that part. Now I'm just going to cut the yarn to make it shorter. The next row is worked into the back loops only, so single crochet, single crochet again. Now pay attention for this next part. Insert your hook into the next stitch and insert it into the stitch after that. Yarn over, pull through both loops, and yarn over, pull through everything. Do that again, single crochet, single crochet. Insert your hook into the next 2 stitches and decrease. So repeat that all around until you get to the stitch marker. Now you should have 18 stitches. Next, insert your hook into the next stitch, both loops, single crochet. Insert your hook into the next stitch and the stitch after that. Yarn over, pull through both, yarn over, pull through everything, and repeat that. So single crochet, decrease. After that, you should have 12 stitches. Now I'm going to stuff the marshmallow. Make sure you don't understuff or overstuff it. The next round will be all decreases. So insert your hook into the first stitch and then insert it into the next stitch that follows it. Yarn over, pull through both stitches, yarn over, pull through everything. Do that until you reach the stitch marker. Now fasten off your project and leave a long tail so you can sew the hole closed. Thread your string through a needle and insert your needle into the first stitch and then insert it into the second one until you have inserted your needle into all 6 stitches. Finally, pull your string closed. Make sure it's tight so it doesn't unravel. Now insert your hook into a stitch near where your yarn is coming out from. And don't pull all the way so you can still have a loop. And then insert your needle into that loop and pull and then I inserted my needle back into the same loop, but not all the way. And then insert it back into the new loop. Now pull your needle from the front to the back of your project and then cut it off. And now you have the body of the marshmallow. Set that aside, and now we're going to work on the legs. I didn't have the right type of brown, but I used this one instead. We're going to start off with a magic ring. Now make 5 single crochets into the ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull on your end to close the loop. Now insert your hook into the first stitch and single crochet into it. And then single crochet again into that same stitch you just worked in. And repeat that 4 more times, so in total you have 5 increases around the circle. You should have a total of 10 single crochets. Now we're working in the back loop. Make sure to have your stitch marker, single crochet into the back loop. Repeat that all around until you get to the stitch marker. Now we're working into both loops. So place a single crochet into each stitch around until you reach your stitch marker. The next row is all decreases. So place your hook into the first stitch and then into the second stitch. Yarn over, pull through both stitches, yarn over, pull through everything, and repeat that all around until you get to the stitch marker. Here you can stuff your leg if you want a more sturdy look and feel, but I just tucked in my tail end and continued with the rows. So this row is just single crochets all around. Once you're done that, fasten off your project and repeat the whole process to make another leg. Now we are going to assemble the pieces together. So thread your yarn from one of the legs into a needle. Here you should sew your leg right below the eye. So I inserted my needle right into that last row with the front loops only. And then I went into the stitch beside that on the leg, and I threaded that through another stitch on the marshmallow, and I repeated that around to fasten the leg to the marshmallow body. Now that I've got the leg attached to the body, I'm going to fasten off the yarn into knots like before. After, repeat it with the second leg, and there you go. Now I'm just adding some eyeshadow as blush underneath the eyes. You can use any sort of pink or red powder that you have lying around. And there you have it. Now you have a cute marshmallow Jellycat. You can go ahead and make a pink one to match. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe if you want more crochet content. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video.